It's the biggest event on the American sporting calendar, the Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles will take on the Kansas City Chiefs for the 57th edition of the Greatest Prize. Now, who will win and, more importantly, who will be performing at the famed halftime show? Plenty of action all ahead of that massive event happening in the US. Now for more, let's bring in sports analyst Sam Forrest. Welcome to the program today, Sam. Thank you for your time. No doubt all eyes and ears are on the Super Bowl. Now this will be the Chiefs' third Super Bowl appearance in 4 years. Now we've seen the Eagles be in the big dance a couple of years ago now, 2017. So how much of a factor could this be here?
Well, both teams, even Kansas City, who's been there 3 of the past 4 years, the teams look very different from the last time they were in the Super Bowl. So it's really up to those veteran leaders in the locker room, like Pat Mahomes and the Kelsey brothers, to show those younger guys that they're not too big for the moment.
Yeah, and you just mentioned Pat Mahomes there. Obviously, this is his third Super Bowl. He's quite young too, already making history books there. He's touted as a potential Hall of Famer, but I guess this is 1-1 in Super Bowls. So how much does he need to win for his own reputation?
Well, I think at this point, he's already a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's got all the accolades, got all these great stats. And at this point, he's just working to see how high up that ladder of the greatest of all time that he's going to get to. I think for him, he's not focused on any of that. He's more focused on his ankle, just preparing for the Philly defense.
Yeah, certainly. And we've heard one of the Kelsey brothers come out to say that he, in fact, uses the field as chess and he can maneuver each move. So how do you think the other team feels about his moves that he could potentially use as the defense?
Well, they're super duper talented.
He certainly is. And what more can you tell us about the halftime show?
Good. Well, it's going to be Rihanna. And a lot of people around here are super duper excited. She's been making music for a really, really long time, so I'm really excited to see whether she's going to bring out some of the older classics or some of her more recent stuff. And, you know, there's a lot of opportunities for maybe a guest performance.
Yeah, everyone will be watching that. Even if you don't like football, the halftime entertainment show is one to watch. Now, back to the field, the Chiefs and the Eagles have had, I guess, identical seasons between their overall record and points scored. So in your prediction and with who you've spoken with as well as your stats, can you give a prediction on who you think may win?
Yeah, I think that the Eagles are going to take this one. They had a great start to the season, undefeated. They're a super talented team, top to bottom. I think that they're the best team all year, and they're gonna finish the job, and they're gonna win. And I'm gonna say 27-24. It's gonna be a close one.
And now in terms of people watching the game, we're talking tens of millions of people, and that's just in the US alone. Add that to a global scale and it's going to be absolutely massive. So I guess you can understand why commercials are so highly priced, a lot of, millions of dollars there that none of us can imagine. But what is so important about these commercials, and why are they in such a prime time slot for these brands who are able to showcase at the Super Bowl?
Well, these companies know that they can get a lot of people to view their product, and people that they weren't originally going to be getting before. So they get to use this opportunity to really be super duper creative and make a name for themselves. It's always a big thing to see who gets the funniest advertisement, who gets the coolest celebrity and all.
Yeah, and I guess, last year was all about crypto, but this year's crypto is slided off, nowhere near to be seen in the Super Bowl. So I guess we may see more tech companies and superstars as well, like, Dunkin' Donuts, brands we all know and love. So do you think even the players will get a kick out of seeing the commercials too?
Oh, I'm sure. I wouldn't even be surprised if they make some jokes at the players' expense, just to see if they can get a little reaction.
And when we're back on field, of course, teams who rush the ball more tend to win the Super Bowls. This is coming from a few analysts. Do you think this will be the case this time round, or could it become a throwing game for the quarterbacks?
Well, Philadelphia especially, they were the #1 rushing team in the league this year. They've got a great running team, multiple good running backs. Even their quarterbacks are really good runners. So I think unless the Chiefs are on an early lead, Philadelphia is definitely going to be trying to run the ball a lot.
And you mentioned Philadelphia there. I'm thinking back to when they even made it, and the scenes in Philadelphia City, absolutely madness. Imagine if they do win. Do you think that a lot of people want them to win because they are the underdogs? I mean, Philadelphia could pretty much explode.
You know, Philly's going to go crazy whether they win or lose, but I think either way, it's going to be a really, really good game. These are the two best teams in football, and I'm glad that it was able to come to this.
Exactly right, Sam, and millions of eyes are on, of course, that all-important Super Bowl. Thank you so much for your time today, Sam. No doubt we'll be watching as the game erupts.
Thank you so much for having me.
Stay with us, plenty more Ticker News right after this.
You're watching Ticker News. More news is just minutes away.